What other time in history are we craving love more than now? I'm tearing up right now. Everyone's craving love.
Okay, amazing. Okay, right. So you said you've got a new song coming out on
The 15th of January.
Okay.
Yeah, so we are releasing our song Crave Love, which I actually went back on my songwriting book right now just because I was curious. And we wrote it October 2018. So it's over 2 years old. We've actually recorded this song back in March 2020, but then everything happened. We never ended up releasing it. So it's just really cool to see a project finally come to life and be released, you know? So it had been a long time coming. I feel like so far we've been releasing quite uplifting songs, whereas this one is different. It's very reflective, talks about grief and heartbreak. It's very sad. But at the same time, hopefully it sounds warm.
It's kind of like about grief and heartbreak. Why is it kind of heavy? What inspired that?
The song is a breakup song. We wrote it reflecting back as to why this breakup happened. So it's about grief because obviously you're losing someone. In fact, one of the lines is, I was losing me and you were losing you, in the sense that almost when you jump right into a relationship so heavily, you kind of become one whole unit and you start forgetting who you are, essentially, which can be quite consuming sometimes. I guess I'm just really happy that the song is coming out now as well, because what other time in history are we craving love more than now?
Oh, absolutely.
Craving love from every type of source, even now, you know, during this really long period, which is not even that long, you know, it's been just a year, but it feels like forever. I've come to realize that what we miss is love coming from everything. Love is whatever you do, is going to the grocery store because you love yourself and you want to feed yourself. And you go to the grocery store out of love. Why do you go to the park? Because you love air, you love green, you love the dogs that go around, right? So right now we can't do a lot of that, or we can do it, but in very minimal amounts, and that's what we're craving. We're craving love. Like everything you do is out of love, if you think about it. Even if you despise things that you do, you're probably doing them out of love. I'm just really happy that it's coming out right now because everyone's craving love.
You've cornered the market. You've waited until everyone is like sad, and then you're releasing this song that they're all going to relate to. So I mean,
Hopefully.
it's great.
Yeah.
I think that's really, really good how you were kind of able to turn a breakup into something creative, because there's a lot of people that would kind of maybe not so much reflect and more just kind of write their side of the story, blah blah blah. So I think it's great that you guys have been able to kind of create something that other people can relate to, that isn't just like an attack on the other person. I think it's really mature.
It started as a breakup song, but it became so much more than that, you know?
Crave Love is the like, I think Elliot called it a winter warmer. Sad but kind of warm at the same time.
Because it is sad, but it's, yeah, it is warm. You know, we love a warm sound. I don't know, when I think of Crave Love, I think of my favorite poem by Baudelaire, which is about wine, which, by the way, inspired one of our other songs called Wine. But in this poem, the wine is personified and describes his journey down the throat of a human. And when he finally reaches kind of the heart area, it just talks about how warm it is and like a mother's embrace. And I always want that in our songs, and for it to sound like that kind of warmth. And I think Crave Love is the one that has that the most out of the songs we've released so far, because it is more of that sweet, emotional sound. So hopefully listeners can grasp that as well. It's also a good blend of genres, I think. There are elements of like rock in it, which is crazy to say because I don't necessarily consume a lot of rock. It's like very gentle rock. You will be able to hear that. But yeah, it's got a little bit of rock, but it's very soul as well. And then obviously we have our typical jazzy chords. So I'm also excited for that, you know? It's actually going to be part of our EP, which is coming out within the first half of 2021. We thought that it would be a great way to close the chapter with this EP that's obviously going to contain all the songs we've released so far, plus the newer ones. Obviously, you know, we're all apart right now. I'm in Italy, which is so sad because I miss the UK so bad.
Yeah. Oh my God. So how is that? Is anyone else like? So I know that Giro's in Loughborough. Where's it? Do
Yeah.
you know what the area is?
And as in London, Jay's gonna be back. Pretty much me, who's the only secluded one. But that's fine. We still make it work because we want it to be that way. If you want to make something work, you'll be willing to end the pandemic for it. So we just pretend it's not there and we just work around it. It's how we need to do things now.
With regards to like the new songs, so I'm guessing that production was done, obviously not the recording, but the production side of it was done remotely and stuff. So I think it's kind of good that you guys are having the experience of having to do these things independently, so that
Absolutely.
you guys become so much more self-sufficient.
100% in a band, it's really easy to start depending on each other. It's been a great opportunity for each of us to stem out of that, tight family nucleus. It's obviously really good for personal growth as an artist. So you get to work in a group, but at the same time you acquire all these skills that you can apply to yourself and your life in general, not necessarily to working in music. So
Yeah, I mean, it's
yeah.
honestly, it's life skills, and
Mhm.
it's difficult because these guys are your best friends. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's difficult, and I can't
Yeah.
imagine being stuck in another country. Obviously, albeit
Yeah.
it is your home country, but even so,
Yeah.
it's difficult.
It's good. I love being here. At the same time, though, I'm just realizing how much I love London and how much I miss London. And I think I used to take it for granted how it used to make me feel. Because I don't know, I feel like I have to be in London more than ever right now. And I'm not.
You've had this time to kind of reflect, and when you go back, like you'll never take it for granted again.
Exactly.
You did touch on how you're hoping to finish your EP by sort of midway through
Mm-hmm.
2021.
Yeah.
Like, how's that going to work with all the lockdowns?
Yeah. So fortunately, everything's already done. When you're an artist and you're self-managed and you don't have a team behind you, you have to kind of wing it and come up with all these marketing techniques, which is just like trial and error. You're basing it off of very few case studies that you kind of look around for. And you never know if they're going to work. So I guess the reason why it's not going to come out tomorrow, it's because of this. It's because we want to kind of understand how to approach the release of it. We've been so eager to put everything out.
In which case, is there anything else that you wanted to add?
I hope that 2021 can end differently than 2020. Hopefully you can expect more music from us this year, and our EP for sure, and other exciting things, other exciting projects. Season 2 of our podcast, very fun and fresh. And obviously gig. I wish we could gig. Like, I can't even describe how much I want to gig.
Last time, you guys are so like into gigging, and it was just like the best part about being in the band. And I mean, you nearly teared up last time.
I'm tearing up right now.
Sorry.
But it's honestly the best thing. I'm being deprived of something very precious.
I know.
Not just me. I'm not alone, which is good. At least we can all crave the love of gigging. So
there you go.